Hey! It is a throwing day, and that is the first thing that I am grateful for today, is that it is a throwing day. Super ready to get back in the mud. It's like 80 degrees outside. It is gorgeous, and I'm so grateful for that. Because the garage door is open, and it just looks beautiful. It feels good, and it feels fresh and open and airy and happy and all the things. And yes, for those of you that don't live in Texas, it goes from 32 to 81 in the same week. All the time. You and me, babe. You and me, babe. It's just nothing else like you. We're ready to go. I follow Johanna Basford. She is an artist that creates adult coloring books. Oh my gosh, they're fantastic. So I highly recommend her channel. But she does these drawing tutorials that are great for like sgraffito work and stuff like that. But she also today she was doing one about a cake. It made me think, I was gonna do a cake plate like a millennia ago, and I never did one. Why haven't I done a cake plate? And I thought, well, you know, I have other goals, and I do. And one of those other goals is plates. And I thought, well, a cake plate is kind of a plate and kind of not, because, you know, you've got to get it on the back, but you don't necessarily have to be real seriously successful at lifting the rim, in which case I might be able to kill two birds with one stone there. So that is what I'm going to attempt to throw today, is a cake plate. So wedge me up some clay here, and we will be off to the races again. Oh, I love it. My hands, they have missed the mud so very badly. All right, I've got just under 3 pounds of clay here. So about 2 3/4 pounds of 2 3/4 pounds of clay here, which is more than I normally throw with. So we'll see how this goes. Alrighty, so I have a flat piece of clay. I don't think it's thick enough, but the next step after that is to throw a piece on top of a piece. So I've pulled off all the water off of that. And now I'm just gonna throw probably a pound of clay on top of that, and that's gonna be the foot if it's upside down. So that's my cake plate, but it's upside down. Got it? Oh yeah. So here's a tip. If you have a quarter or say an extruder button, you can stick it on the middle of your thing. And then you know exactly when to stop. So I'll show you. I'm going to center this clay first on this piece. Making sure I'm compressing it down. Alrighty.
Now I just need to center this top part.
Alrighty. Now as I drop my hoe, I'm just going to drop and I feel it. And now I can use a pen tool or something to reach down in there and this is the part where I did not anticipate having an epic problem, like how to get it out of there. Okay, like I said, I've never done this before. Turns out it's not a really good way to do things, because you can't get it out. I imagine it would dry and then pop right out, but now I have to go down in there and mess with the issue. An issue of the bottom not being deep enough right there in that area, and the issue of not getting any air while I try and fix it. Oh, that's okay. It is what it is. It's all a learning thing. Alrighty, so here we go. Next phase. I'm super happy with it so far. I do, so now, I really don't think that will support this huge without, you know, causing major problems. So, I am going to attempt, and when I say attempt, I mean really and seriously attempt to lift a rim. And this is where I lose all my plates. And honestly, I don't even know if this is thick enough to stay on the wheel. But, you know, hey. I mean, to come off of the wheel. But at the same time, I could let it just dry on the bat. Okay. The other thing is, this rim doesn't necessarily have to be pretty, because I could just undulate it by hand later on, but that looks much more in proportion to me than what it was a while ago. So we're going with that. Because remember, this is upside down. So this will be a little drapey part. Trying to get it on center. It's not truly on center, and it's a little overworked. Okay, I don't want it any thinner than that. And it's certainly not good enough to be a plate, because I like a bigger rim than that. Although, you know, Maybe I could make that work as a plate one of these days. Who knows? That's all I can get. That's all I can get, right? All right, so I'm gonna clean this off. And we're gonna decide where to go next. Actually, I should trim some of that skirt off. All the things, all the things. This is cool. This is really cool. So, yeah, if this was a plate, then it's got all sorts of problems. But because this is the bottom and not the top, I can leave all those gradu issues and things like that. I can totally leave that alone. And because it's not a big deal if it's underneath. It's only a big deal if it's a plate. It's not a plate. It's the underside of a cake plate. So now the question of the moment is, do I wire this off now? Do I wait and wire it off when it's a little more dry? Or do I just let it dry completely on the bat and release on its own? Oh, Superman's home! Yes! So I talked to Superman. He says don't wire it off. So we are going to not wire it off. He said it's so pretty. He said Herbert did a great job. This is 12 inches from here to here. So he's 10 inches. He's going to shrink down to probably 8 inches. So may not be worth keeping. But that's okay. I still love you. I'm going to wrap it up pretty good. And then underneath the back, I have the plaster that we wedge on or reclaim on this plaster. And hopefully that will help it to release from the back before the top of it dries out too much. The reversible one will be in the next video. So thanks for coming. Bye. Man, time lapse or video? Okay, fantastic.